Let me begin with a story here, get us started. A man is being tailgated by a woman who is in a hurry. He comes to an intersection, and when the light turns yellow, everybody knows what you do when the light turns yellow. What do? That's what I was afraid of. Some of you are speeding up. Well, he puts on his brakes. He hits the brakes. The woman behind him goes ballistic. She honks her horn at him. She yells her frustration in no uncertain terms. She rants and gestures. While she is in mid-rant, someone taps on her window. She looks up and sees a policeman. He invites her out of her car, takes her to the station where she is searched and fingerprinted and put in a cell. After a couple hours, she is released, and the arresting officer gives her personal effects, saying, "I'm very sorry for the mistake, ma'am. I pulled up behind your car while you were blowing your horn, using bad gestures and bad language. I noticed the 'What Would Jesus Do' bumper sticker, the Choose Life license plate holder, the 'Follow Me to Sunday School' window sign, and the Christian fish emblem on your trunk, and I naturally assumed you had stolen the car." Okay. We're going to talk about the gospel gap. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, and so what is the gospel gap? Take a look at your sermon notes there. Gospel gap is the disparity between what I believe and how I behave. You can say all day long you believe in Jesus, but oftentimes our behavior betrays us in so many different ways. The gospel gap is the inconsistency between my spirituality and my reality. It is the gap between the fact that my past sins are forgiven, my future in heaven is secure, but how in the world does the gospel help me in the here and now of my everyday life? That's where the difficulty comes in. So we got to learn how to narrow that gap. But here's what I want you to understand. If you don't get anything else, get this. When humble admission of my daily need for Christ and humble pursuit of His grace is replaced with some sort of external Christian activity or experience, you've entered into counterfeit Christianity. Humble admission of my daily need for Christ and humble pursuit of His grace, when that is replaced with some sort of external Christian activity or experience, that's counterfeit Christianity. Here's what the enemy is up to. This is what you need to always come back to. I said this a few weeks ago. It's 2 Corinthians 11:3. This is what I'm like the Apostle Paul. He says, "But I'm afraid that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, that somehow your hearts may be led astray from your sincere and pure devotion to Christ." That's what the enemy's up to. You can do all of these things all you want to as far as he's concerned. Focus on all the externals. He doesn't want you focusing on the internals. Your sincere and pure devotion to Christ. Sincere means authentic, real. Man, you have a real relationship with Christ. You're interacting with Him every day. Sincere, pure means this. It means that you know what is competing for your heart's deepest loyalties and affections away from Christ. So let me ask you this. Do you know those things in your life that would compete for your heart's deepest loyalties and affections away from Christ?